Marshmer. I'm one of the Italian teachers at Manhattan Graphic Center, and we want to introduce you to our shop and some of our policies. This is one of our press. One of the very first things I will say is safety is always very important. So never have fingers near moving parts, because as this press is turning, there's a lot of pressure and one can hurt oneself. So always respect the press foremost, and you'll have a good printmaking experience here at MGC. We have just general shop blankets that come in various conditions. Like this one I can see has a little cut in it right now. So if you're going to be additioning, you probably want to bring your own blankets. That's what I do. I always have my own set. We have better sets of blankets that you can ask for during times when the shop is being monitored. You're always responsible for any damage due to the blankets. So the next thing to talk about is we always need our plates to be beveled. That's the most important thing to ensure that our blankets are always kept in good condition. To file the plate, you just take the file and start beveling the plate. You want to put about a 30 to 45 degree angle on the plate so that you can have a nice edge that won't cut the blankets. As you can see at that little point, you want something that looks something like that. Okay, we're at the press here. We want to find pressure. I was telling you all the presses have micro dials. First, you want to set the pressure so that they're equal on both sides. So this is now set at number 70 over 3 lines. And the very first step is to make sure the blankets, once it will engage in when we turn the wheel, the blankets move. So that's already said that we've set it to enough pressure. But again, as I said, you always want to start low and work up. If you take a dry piece of printmaking paper and you lay it on the bevels and just run it through the press, you can start to establish and slowly increase pressure if needed. But again, always wanting to work from light to heavier pressure. And a lot's by feel, and I can already feel that I'm getting a little resistance, so I know I'm a lot closer to my sweet spot that I want to end up at. So this time when I take it out, I can see I have a very clearly embossed bevel, and now I know I'm in the ballpark. We also have a plate cutter here for you. It has a built-in finger guard. This is to protect yourself from cutting yourselves. So this is a guide we use also to help protect our copper. So the way this works is we just place our plate there. We have little markings on our plate. You have to view straight down this way and eyeball your markings. And once you're secure where you're at, you place this underneath and we step on the paddle right here, the foot guard. And when I step, the blade comes down and cuts your plate. Again, the finger guard is here to protect you, so safety first, always. Okay, ventilation is very important right now in this time of COVID. These back windows are a little unusual for most people, but you just take this chain, it's on a pulley, and you pull it, and you can open it. And there's a little lock right down here. We use the rolling pins to take any excess water off our paper, and now we're ready to go to the press. Too much water on your paper can be a problem when you're printing. The blankets can get saturated if everyone has very wet paper, so we want to really properly blot our paper. And now we're ready to go to the press. When printing, it's time to clean your plates. We have this ventilation hood here. You turn on the fan. On the shelf right below, you will find newspaper. You can put that down. That really helps facilitate with cleaning. You put your plate on. You have to bring your own paper towels. Now we have several solvents that we use, and they're all color coded. Blue is mineral spirits, yellow is alcohol. So we have this yellow tape, and we also have California wash, which you'll see with the black label. So all the bottles will be color coded for you. There will be a sign right here to help instruct you, and then you use your paper towel. You clean up right here. And we always want to use mineral spirits only under the venting system. There's no place else in the shop that we ever allow mineral spirits to go so that we can keep the air very pure and healthy here at MGC.
This is the exposure room for silkscreen. So as you can see, there's a curtain, there's a sign. So if it's not in use, if you see the in use, of course, enter very carefully. Usually people will enter keeping the curtain kind of behind them before they open the door. sneak in. But we can just kind of walk in just to see. So when you're in the exposure room, of course, the overhead light, which is over here, won't be on. Usually we'll just have the safety light. This is usually where people mix their emulsion. So this is kind of what this surface is here for. People will usually do that here. When you have your emulsion, the scoop coats, the scoop coaters are here. So you can use these, just wash them out and put them back when you're done. People usually coat their screens in the side here. And then once they coat them, you can put your screen up here once it's coated and turn on the fan switch, which is under here. Turns on the fan to help dry your screen along. So it has this kind of weighted opening here, so just open it slowly and counterweight. Of course, you put your image down, and you put your screen on top. Under here, there are different sized foam blocks for pressing your image down. We're going to put down on top. We're going to clamp it down with cords here. So they're in the middle and on the sides. As you'll see, it says here, never sit, don't lie on top of this. You don't want to crack the glass. You can use your clock, but this sets minutes, the long hand on this clock, and this sets seconds. So if we just set this for 30 seconds, for example, just to show you, once we turn it on, as you can see, it's exposing, the light is going. It does an automatic turn off. So after you've done that, after you've exposed your screen, of course, unhook it. Lift it slowly. Washout for removing, opening the emulsion is here, so you can use this. And then, of course, you can dry it again when you're ready. So this is the washout room with the power washer. And also in this room is where we store the squeegees. So as you can see, it's arranged by size. Please clean out your squeegees after use before you hang them back up. In terms of the washout, putting the screen in here. Okay, so this is the motor for the power washer. There's a little switch on the side. That's a little. So just turn it on, and then just watch it on. Spray gun handle back on the hook, which is right here. So we're going to. This power washer is just for washing out the emulsion. I'll show you another sink to wash out ink. So for drying your screen, this is the area where people usually do this. This fan just stays here for that. So, sometimes you have to share the area, but that's just what that's for. When you're done drying and you don't need the fan anymore, just move it back against the wall. Okay. So these are just some general supplies in the silkscreen area that anybody can use. There's some buckets, there's some spatulas, scissors, some acetone, some gloves. This is storage all along here for smaller screens, larger screens. The sink back here that you can use just to wash out ink. So in the room with the sink we just saw, there's also this emergency drench hose.